What's up, Shady Sports Network? I'm back here with a special guest from the Amarillo Venom, wide receiver Khalil Steward. Khalil, how you doing tonight, man?
Yeah, man, I'm doing really, really good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Really excited to talk to you. So, kind of diving right in here, you recently signed with the Amarillo Venom. First, I want to say they're a new team, but they've been around in the past. How excited are you for this new opportunity?
I'm really excited. Over the past couple of years, it's been a journey. Growing up in Alaska and everything, and then going through my transitions, through like transfers, through small injuries, and just fighting through all of that adversity. Like I'm looking forward to it. And I plan on taking the best that I can of this opportunity. So I'm really excited.
Definitely. So getting right into that, I mean, growing up in Alaska, we talked about it
Mhm.
off camera. Like that's such a unique opportunity and perspective. What can you tell our audience about Alaska that people might not know?
Uh, it's shoot that might not, it gets hot. It does get hot down there. And we do have football. It's a shorter season and everything. My first time ever playing in the snow that I remember is my freshman year of college, which was 2014. I played at a small school in North Dakota. That was my first time playing in the snow, but growing up in Alaska, it gets about -50 and everything like that. Football is a lot different in terms of you have a lot of athletes up there and a lot of people who are it's hard to get scouted because not a lot of teams will want to go up there and recruit and stuff like that, but there are a lot of good players up there and that come from there. One of my best friends is he actually went to my college with me last year, Leroy Elliott Jr. He's a really good wide receiver as well, and he's from Alaska too. You have a lot of talent from there and everything. So Alaska itself is a very unique place to grow up, especially when you get to the States and you see how just culturally different everything is. Like everything is a lot different than it is back there. And so Alaska is a big state, one of the biggest, the biggest state and everything. But even then, like you meet a lot of people and you get to do a lot of things that most kids I would say don't get to do in terms of you get to go. I've got to be in an igloo for the first time. There's a school up there called Barrow, Alaska, where they're right next to the Pacific Ocean. We got to go up there and play them. So that was a cool experience and everything. I saw my first polar bear up there. That was really awesome too. So you get to experience a lot of different things. But as far as football goes, we have a lot of talent up there and that come from there. But like I said, it's really hard to get scouted and recruited up there. But I was lucky enough to have coaches who were in the position to, help me out and get me to where I needed to be. So,
Definitely. I think a big part of getting recruited from the state of Alaska is being able to market yourself, especially in today's day of
mhm.
NIL, name, image, and likeness. When you signed with the Amarillo Venom, how did you view your NIL opportunities?
To be honest, I didn't get a chance to look into it a whole lot. All of that's pretty new to me as well, too. So I had taken a couple years off of college football and everything, and try to get my mind right, just because I wasn't mature enough to handle everything that was going on around me, and the school side of it definitely wasn't able to really get a grasp on. So those opportunities that I had in the past and everything, I didn't take full advantage of it. And so now that I'm a lot older and a lot more mature, now I have the opportunity to take advantage of this presented to me, because at the end of the day, that's all. You don't get that many opportunities, and God's blessed me enough to have these opportunities. So it's one of those things where I have best friends, like I said, that I've played the game and everything, and don't get the opportunities that I've gotten, or they might have stop playing for whatever reasons. But I didn't really explore a whole lot. Hopefully I can get some deals and everything coming and all that. But yeah, I mean, I'm just really excited to get my name out there and get going with all of this and everything, because I truly believe that this team is going to do really good things, and I believe that I'll be able to do things that help them as well. So
I 100% believe in that. I see what you're saying. That's going to be a great opportunity for you. So, coming out of high school, what was your overall college recruiting process like?
coming out of high school, I wasn't, highly recruited or anything like that. I wasn't a 5-star and 4-star, nothing like that. But I would say the biggest difference with me and a lot of the other guys that were in my class, and maybe a little bit older, is just awareness and the ability to adapt to things. I feel like then that's going back to the question about growing up in Alaska. Like, you really have to adapt to a lot of different things. If you can't adapt, even without growing up in Alaska, it's hard. If it's hard to adapt, it's very hard to be successful in a lot of areas and stuff like that. So, I would say, like, coming out of high school, I went into high school actually as a cornerback. I had my senior year, a couple picks, decent amount of tackles and everything. So I think I did really well on the defensive side of the ball. So I got recruited as a corner. Went to Valley City State in 2014, and then I decided to leave after that semester just because I didn't feel like it was a place for me. And I played receiver my whole life, so trying to transition was a little bit difficult. So I transferred out of there. I ended up playing at Eastern Washington in 2015, and I sat out that fall. Cooper Cup was there, Kendrick Bourne, and a couple of guys, Simba Webster, who play in the league now and everything. Samson Abukum, he's in the NFL as well. So I got an opportunity to be around guys like of that caliber at least to kind of at least help me in the terms of like football wise. And kind of get that knowledge and everything from them. So it's kind of cool to have that experience early on because I feel like if I probably would have had it now, it probably truthfully would not have meant as much. But looking back on it, it means a lot to me because I don't think that I would be where I'm at and have this opportunity presented to me as well. So.
And that's a really important outlook to have, kind of moving forward and taking your opportunities with a grain of salt, but also going towards it with full effort. I guess throughout your college journey, how did you know it was time for you to stop? And when, like each situation, how did you evaluate that to know it's the right opportunity or not?
I'd say just my people around me. Like I have a mentor. His name is George Duvall. Obviously, like my parents have always been really supportive of what I do and my decision making and everything. But George also was a very, very big part of my life during the time that I was at Eastern. Just because, like I said, I was about 19 years old when I got there, and so I was in. It's a D1 AA school, so I was into the partying side. I was into just having fun and like having fun with football. And while that is important, I think that I missed out on what really should have what I should have been focused on. But I would say that like George helped me, slow down my mental process. My major is sports psychology, so the mental side of the game is something that I like to, really dive into and focus on and everything. But George definitely helped me a lot in terms of slowing down and being in the present moment. Because a lot of times, and I would say even now, a lot of people have a hard time with being present in the moment and stuff like that. And I think that probably in 2018, that's when I stopped playing football. I was like, all right, I need to, take some time to myself because mentally, like, I just couldn't do it. And I think that it's okay to take a break sometimes. I definitely needed it. So once I was able to get in contact with the coach at Adams State, as Coach Fishback, he's not there anymore, but I got an opportunity to talk with him, and he kind of helped me get back into this flow of things, and I ended up being at Adams State 2020 fall. COVID and everything with that, so we didn't have our season, and so it was kind of like, all right, should I continue playing football? Like, should I, try to go into a different career, figure something else out? But I'm very confident in my play, and I'm confident in what I'm able to do, and all the years of training and everything, and my mentors, my parents, people who have just supported me over these years, pretty much has helped me with the process of, all right, this is what I need to do. This is what I need to, this is what I want to do. And I'm going to do it as as long as I can, and for I'm going to put the most energy that I can into it. And so I think that's what I've done over these years. And I think now with this opportunity is it's very I'm very humble, I would say, and this opportunity presented itself, and I think I took advantage of it, and I'm going to continue to take advantage of it. But I think it's one of those things where it's hard for me to I'm very excited, I'm very happy about it, and it's hard to kind of have everything kind of stay contained about it, and remain it's easy to remain clear-headed about all this now that it's happening. It's all happened so fast. It's like, dang, I didn't expect to be here, like, honestly, at all. So I'm really thankful and excited for the opportunity.
And when you speak about perspective and you speak about you wanting to be a sports psychologist, that was your major, that's something I've always found very interesting. Have you been able to pursue that outside of football?
So my plan is so I still have a semester to go to finish. My plan is to finish school, get my degree. I want to get my doctorate, and that way I can have my own facilities, have my own thing. I have a couple friends who are athletic trainers as well, so I want to be able to get us all together and have something once I'm done at least playing football. But in the meantime of all that, I want to get started with everything with that. So opportunities such as doing internships with teams, doing certain clinics and stuff with teams and stuff like that is what I'm looking forward to in the future. But as far as right now, I'm really mainly just been focusing on my training and reading up on things and trying to get ready for the season. So
for sure. So you're training, I see all over your Facebook every day you're getting some type of workout. What motivates you to kind of keep pushing with your workout schedule?
Dang. So my brother, my little brother, he's 14, no 15, just turned 15. He plays basketball. He's not really he likes football, but I would honestly say like over the years, my brother and sister have I would say been my motivation. Like it's always like the parents and stuff. My little siblings are definitely my motivation. They've gone to every single one of my games in high school, and pretty much growing up and everything. So I would say my motivation is definitely them. My brother, I always, send a text to him. He, like I said, plays basketball, so I always send a text to him to like keep going no matter what. And he lives in Alaska, but all my family's there. And then, as I said, it's hard to get out. But if you just keep at what you're doing, get out, go to camps, and do things like that, you're gonna be successful. But yeah, I definitely say my brother is definitely one of my biggest motivations. He's a really good kid. Like I think that if it wasn't for him and my sister, I don't know how far I would have taken this football thing, but I'm glad that I have taken it as far, and I want to take it, and so I can show them at least like no matter what happens, no matter what like cards you're dealt with, like you can be successful, and it doesn't always have to be the top of the leagues or whatever it is. As long as you're doing something that makes you happy and you can be successful at it, that's what's important. So they're definitely my biggest whys for sure, and obviously like my mom want to put them in a position that they deserve and everything like that. So
That's really amazing to hear that you have that connection with your family. I think family is really important. It's a key part of advancing your journey and kind of helping you get to that next level.
right.
So, speaking about your brother going to the camps, you went to the tryout with the Amarillo Venom, and
Hmm.
kind of coming all that way to go to a tryout. That's a big risk. When
Yeah.
did you know? Oh, I'm going to take this risk, and how did you decide? Okay, this is the team I want to try out for.
So the week of the trial I think was on October 7th, which was on a Saturday. So that prior Saturday, I was uh I was working out, and I really was just working out. Just all I've been doing. I work at Texas Roadhouse. I coach high school football at this high school here, Ridgeline High School. I coach freshmen, wide receivers, and DBs. So I really was just doing that, and I didn't really have any set plans. I was just going to wait till the springtime, till other teams started, getting ready for their seasons and stuff like that. And so I was planning on doing tryouts then. And so I got presented the opportunity by Coach Potts and everything. And I was just sitting. I probably thought about it for a solid like 2 3 hours, just asking people, "Hey, what do you like? What do you think about arena football?" And truthfully, at the end of the day, it really just comes down to what I believe that I can do and what I'm capable of, and I'm confident in myself to be able to take my game to like continue to climb the next levels and stuff like that. But as far as it goes to being traveling all the way to Amarillo, I just knew that if I can get my face out there and I could be in front of someone, I could perform and I show them. So I hope that's what I did, and I hope that I can continue to do that. But yeah, man, I would definitely say it's definitely a risk take going all the way out there, because you never know what's going to happen. But like I said, I've been doing this for a decent amount of time now, and I think that I'm at a point where I'm mature enough, and I'm at a point in my game where I've still been building every single day, trying to perfect my craft, and that is like what I've been focused on. So I think that going into this year, it's just going to be a really, really good season and really good me taking advantage of this opportunity. So
I find that super interesting that you work at Texas Roadhouse. Texas barbecue is a big part of the Amarillo community. And that
right.
was actually my next question. How do you plan to take your experiences and kind of instill them in the kids of Amarillo?
So I've worked, and that's like a cool thing too. So I've worked with kids pretty much like my older years, pretty much early 20s. So I worked for the Boys and Girls Club for a couple years. I was a residential counselor for Morningstar Boys Ranch. It's a facility up here for boys age 6 to 12 with trauma or other like other disabilities and stuff like that. So I would just say, like, with my story specifically, I've always kept going no matter what. And I think, like I said a little bit ago, as far as like, it is important to take and hear what other people are saying, telling you what you should do. But at the end of the day, everyone pretty much knows what they need to do, and it's good to get the advice from other people and stuff like that. But I think that a big thing for me, I'm like, I just kept going no matter what. And I think that's a big thing that it's I feel like that's an important thing to be able to teach kids, is to always keep going no matter what goes on in your life, because anything can happen. But if you're able to adapt to that and get through that adversity, then you're going to be just fine. And I think that even with young kids, it's you can always have fun. I love having fun with the kids, even at practice. Like the other day, where I'm running scout quarterback and we're doing a bunch of things and I'm running and like it was just a fun time. And I think so. I think that when I come down there, that's what I still want to instill. Like football is fun. It's just football. Like have fun with it and be able to, be open to everything that is thrown at you and be able to adapt to everything that's thrown at you, because there's a lot that can get thrown at you in this game. You get moved to a different position that you've never ever played before, and like you're going to have to be in that position because your coach put you there. And so I think that I'm excited to get to work with the community and stuff like that and be around everybody and get to meet everyone there. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, Khalil, it's been great talking today. I learned a lot about you and your kind of overall journey, and I'm excited for you, man. You're a great guy. I can't wait to see
Thank
what
you.
you do this year. My final question to you is kind of every day when you wake up, you look in the mirror, you do self-evaluation. What's your biggest goal you have for yourself in the next year on and off the field?
So I would say on the field, my biggest goal is to break records. That is one thing that I have always been a firm believer in, and winning championships. The records part is a individual thing, but as far as it being the team wise, I want championships. I believe that that's very important. I believe winning is important. On and off the field, like you win every day when you're being consistent. You win every day when you're doing the things that you need to be doing right. And my biggest goal is just to make sure that I do those things and stay consistent in my faith. I have on my bathroom mirror, like you said, every day waking up, I have about 12 sticky notes on my mirror in my bathroom. And one is be honest. How hard did you go? Did you go? Could you go harder? Like trust in God, be patient. I have an abundance of things on that mirror and everything. And so off the field is just my goal is to be close with God, my relationship with God, and be good at my relationship with myself as well. So I'm making sure I'm continuing being active and continuing to taking care of my mind, body, and soul and everything. That way I can, be successful and help the team as much as I can, because it is about the team. And individual goals and everything, that's not as important to me as the team goals and stuff like that, because overall I could, have 100 receptions, but if we didn't win the game, it doesn't mean anything. So I think that that's a big thing that I want. That's a big goal. Is I want a championship my first year, and that'd be a big statement. So I'm looking forward to that.
Well, Khalil, really appreciate your time tonight. I can't wait to
Of
watch
course.
in the Amarillo Venom next year win the
Thank you.
2024 AIF championship.
Thank you.